You are now tuned in to the news you can use. I am your host, Big Surfgod. We got D Class in the building. We got my boy Perc in the building. We got Ryan the Deuce in the building. Shout out to the fellas. How y'all feeling
Peace,
today?
brother.
What's
Man,
going
I'm
on,
good,
man?
man.
I feel great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. We got some good subjects today to talk about. I'm gonna throw them out there, man, and y'all just throw your opinions out here. You know what I'm saying? So, with the Cap Williams interview on Shay Shay, man, I got a lot of information from that. I feel like he talked about stuff that's been going on that a lot of people already kind of been privy to. How do y'all feel about it?
I think it was one of the greatest interviews ever done. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that interview will be outdone for a long time. And in the event that it does get outdone, it'll be him outdoing it. For real. I think that he said a bunch of shit that not only had we already heard, but we needed to hear from somebody who we knew was on the inside to give it validity. Cause nigga, mind you, we all on the internet all day long. We could go to any page anywhere and you could hear somebody talking about shit along those lines that they probably ain't never seen. You probably don't even know nobody who's in it. You just heard all the details the same way we did. But now that we got somebody who's credible that could be like, oh no, not only is that official, I bear witness to it. Here go a few names to go with it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir. That's how I feel too. What about you, D Class?
Nah, that's a fact, man. I mean, the fact that I kind of do the Illuminati type shit. Like I've been telling people, like I felt like that's real, man. And, people
indeed.
think you crazy, but I mean, he pretty much stamped it, bro. Like he let you know, man. Like if you not hollering at certain people in this game, man, it's hard to make it.
Mm.
So, Perk, you being from New York and you probably hearing a lot of these horror stories firsthand. How do you feel about it?
Oh, well, you mean like the Diddy shit?
Just what Cap Williams was talking about in that interview.
Well, yeah, like, yo, they've been talked about shit like this, and like he's always been trying to expose it. So like, I ain't even that surprised. But it's good, like he got the receipts and some confirmation on this shit. So it's like it's the real deal. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I watched the Kings of Comedy back in the day and I think about it, I'm like, who jokes did you really remember? Like who stood out? And who stood out to y'all? I'm gonna say who I think after y'all say who y'all think. Who stood
Shit,
out in that Kings of Comedy?
Bernie
Bernie,
Mac probably was the
Always.
main one that stood out. Then after that, you had DL Hughley. Just what I'm saying, like they off the grid, bro. Like all
Mm.
that street comedy, that shit kind of watered down. Whether it's black, white, like it don't even matter no more. Bro. Like, you could tell certain jokes that's new compared to something that they done heard and then remixed a little bit.
Mm. And for real, Bernie was the most original out of all of them. Like they was all trying to reach the bar this nigga was setting for real, for real. He was always the funniest
or
and he was the most street. You know what I'm saying? As far as like having that authentic thing that you like from a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And so the truth is like when you go back and you watch that shit, especially now, because I remember being young, being a teenager in the movie theater with my homeboys, laughing like shit. I thought Cedric the Entertainer was funny as shit. But now it's like you wasn't never really that funny. You just reminded me of the old heads around the way where I lived at. You know what I'm saying? But Bernie Mac was always funny. He's still funny now. You know what I mean?
that nigga Cedric is always corny. Just some
no doubt.
fucking fat ass nigga.
Man, no doubt. No doubt. And Steve Harvey, this nigga was never funny, man. Never. I've never thought this nigga was funny. And you know what's even crazier? Just going back to that Cat Williams shit, it wasn't until, mind you, man, I remember hanging with Mr. Cooper and I remember the Steve Harvey show. And it wasn't until that nigga made that connection that I'm talking about it. I never thought, I mean, Maya, I had no reason to think about it. I don't think none of us did. But when that nigga said that shit, it was like, damn, not only did he bite that whole shit, he did it at the same time. You talking about a bold move? I mean,
Hey, but the crazy part about it though, if you go back and really look at it, Anthony Anderson actually tried to do that shit before.
mm,
He had he had a show too where he basically was like a teacher or a principal type shit, and he tried to do the same thing, and that show ain't really hit.
Mm, I didn't know that. So I'm saying, man, and why? And it's crazy. So just to know, so what was it? Like, it makes you wonder, like, what was it about that time where like all of the black men wanted to be like teachers on shows? Like, why was that the thing? Like, for whatever reason, but you know,
You
Why was
didn't see
that
it
said
on
and
TV.
pushed?
hmm,
You know, we had the Cosby Show where we seen the Black Doctor, like we seen that. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? It's like, okay, let's get somewhere else. It's like they done tried to show us the black cop, and you know that either you gonna believe in it or you not when it comes to that aspect of it. But it's like, yeah, to give you a teacher, a principal, it's like, yeah, everybody got a black teacher or principal that you rock with.
mm, indeed, we all remember was that joint, Lean on Me.
Yeah,
Uh, he told Main Man to jump off the roof because he was smoking crack.
let me tell you right now, bro. Like, I got a teacher right now in the third grade. Like, I never forget this dude. Like, if, as long as I live, like, I never forget my third grade.
Sure did.
You know what I noticed nowadays? You don't see a lot of that in TV no more. Like, black families and a teacher or a doctor or somebody, and it's all kind of like drama based or it goes into zombies. Do y'all know any good shows that you can watch that's like back in the day, like Cosby type?
Nah, everything is humor. Good humor doesn't exist in Hollywood anymore, bro. It's like
Hmm,
everything is corny now. It's just oversaturated jokes that they don't even hit. It's just like corny, and it's like
hmm.
all the movies have that like corniness to it.
Yeah, they definitely do. Like for real, it's really I ain't realized until probably like within the last year that that like up to this point, I think I always thought like if I believed it, then you were a good actor, right? But now all of a sudden I realize like, yo, all the I'm talking about nobody's a good actor. Like nobody has the ability to like make it shit believe like the most believable shit on TV is so unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Like we can all get pulled into power, but for real, they doing shit on power that is so you see what I'm saying? It's like realistically, like, yo, come on, fifth. I get
For
it.
real.
I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like
but
ain't
it's
no
okay. But then you got to think about it. What else is there to watch on TV besides
I know, man. I
Power,
know.
Only watch
love and hip
Power,
hop? You know,
First
like,
One. That's it.
That's a fact.
come on, man. Like, I look forward to Power. Like, niggas used to look forward to wrestling back in the day. Like, shit.
Mm. The thing is they didn't fuck that they done messed up our brains though. Who is I just heard somebody speak to the fact that so when you take the fact that like so say you might run across something that's decent, you might run across something on Hulu or Netflix or whatever, right? The thing is that back in the day, you might ran across a good show and you looked forward to watching it the next week and the week after and for however long that season was. Now they're giving you the whole season at once. So you're
Right.
gonna get that whole thing, and then whatever little binge watch you might jump down. I watched 2 episodes now, 5 episodes later, 3 episodes later, and all of a sudden I'm done a day and a half later, and it's like, damn. You know what I mean? So
They
you
done
know,
they done
You
spent
can't
six,
enjoy
seven
it
months.
like that.
They done spent
indeed.
7 months filming it, and you spent 2 days watching.
Cold disrespect. Straight disrespect.
Bro,
So
niggas make seasons mad short nowadays. Y'all notice that? We used to
it do
get
seem
like
like that, right?
30, 100 episodes of some shit. Now it should be like 12, 10 episodes.
mm,
What the fuck?
mm.
In the 85 South, so
Right.
that boy DC Young Fly said, if you get past 8 episodes, you making it. Like, yeah.
Sure, indeed.
Well, we on 54 episodes, y'all, so we doing this damn thing.
Like,
Word.
if you
54 and
think
running.
Still running.
about it in TV standards, we on about season 7 or something.
We kicking ass and taking names is what we doing.
No doubt.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So getting into the validity of the interview, man, he was exposing people when he called Kevin Hart a plant. How did y'all feel about that? Did you have to think like, is Kevin Hart really that funny? Because he got some timeless jokes too now.
I never thought he was funny. I always hated Kevin Hart. I ain't gonna lie.
Ah, I can't do that. I can't do
I
that. I
always
can't do that
hated
to
Kevin
Kev
Hart.
like that.
He did
Okay,
not. And look, I
okay,
love
D.
comedy. I watched the shit out of a special. Like
Yeah,
Mm,
him
now
though,
D.
his specials never did it for me. It's just too corny. It's
The
mm.
always
last two was
like
trash. The last two they sucked.
That I agree with
Now
100%. The
he
think
last
about
two
talks
is shit.
loud to make it seem like it's funny. Every time he says something funny, you notice his voice gets higher, like, and then he switches the pitch. Like that's only why it makes it somewhat funny.
right.
But
Mm,
that's my
mm,
opinion. My
mm.
opinion, you feel me? Like you find it
But
funny, it's cool.
and then too, you got to think about it. Like he got a whole team of people that's helping him write his jokes. Like he got the whole plastic cup board. So it's like you can't really take those jokes legit because it's like, bro, did you write them? Did Spank write them? Did who wrote it? You know, like so where
Exactly.
it's like even if Cat Williams had a team, like we don't know.
See, it's dumb because it's like, so I always tell people and shit, like when it comes to like artistry, like when like all the different types of artists, like roles within artistry, you can feel. To me, I think like the comedian is the highest level, simply because he has the hardest job. Like he has to make something that may not be funny at all. It might be the most painful shit in the world, but he has to find a way to like make you laugh at what's going on, right? And so, because we got social media now, the comedians that would stand on stage at one point and do they stand up, they're now watching like what's that dude name with the square chin, man? He was on Wild and Out a couple times. King something, man. Well, you got all these different funny people on
King
social
Josh.
media. King Bingo, boom, hilarious dude. But when you think about the way in which he's funny, that's really what the stand-up comedians it look like they trying to do now. It's like they're trying to figure out how to be that, and yet them down there is like, yo, we trying to get to where you at.
Right.
So now they've created this weird space where like nobody knows how to just stand and like be funny no more. You know what I mean? Like it's this weird, confusing shit now.
Nah, word.
Like niggas not even good storytellers. And you right, you know, that's the thing about Kevin Hart. Like, when you think about Kevin Hart, like it's really like what's the word? It's like he's good at like doing these weird like antic type things while
Yeah,
he's telling
exactly.
it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's more like we laughing at like the pipe head movements and all that kind of shit rather than what's actually
Yeah,
coming out your mouth and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man,
Yeah,
it's really dumb for real.
build up type comedian.
Indeed.
niggas say you got no nipples. Like you remember that shit? when you really think about it, my nigga, is that shit really
That's
funny? You
crazy,
got no
man.
nipples.
Fuck, I,
Like,
It just be some
that's
random
crazy.
grown ass man
wrong
saying
type
that,
shit.
nigga. Kids talk
All
about
right,
nigga.
all right, all right. Nigga, that shit was funny, bro. But
It
everybody
was.
got an uncle like that, bro. Everybody got an uncle or old
That's what
head
I'm saying.
that be on
He
the
kept
corner
you with
that's
the he
just as
kept you with
funny
the
as Kevin
knowledge
Hart.
and shit. Yeah,
Yup.
he let you know he got an uncle like that or uncle somewhere close. You got an auntie that's wilding out. Like, yeah, it's relatable.
But but then so then you give us that, but then you turn around and you do that, you do weird shit like you let Shaq hump on you.
Hey yo.
Yeah,
You
see, I
sit
ain't
in
seen that
you
shit.
sit in you sit in the interview,
hey.
and you give us your hardest black man face. What Hollywood ain't never asked me to wear a dress. I'd never wear a dress, and then you turn around and we see you in the bright purple dress.
Yeah, yeah,
You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
SNL.
and then so I think that that's the other part that like be taken away from like a lot of these niggas is because for real, I don't think they take into consideration like, yo, some of us down here watching, like we actually think about shit. So like, you can't just stand in front of me and do this I'm gonna think that you're gonna go over there and do this, and then as if that's not gonna affect like my view on you moving forward. And my that's true for a bunch of us. They really think we dumb down at this level. Like niggas, we ain't talking about nothing. We ain't thinking about shit. Like they ain't paying attention to the fact I wore a dress. You niggas gonna laugh at all my jokes. Nah, my nigga, we not really even thinking you that funny no more. And now we focused on the dress because everybody wearing dresses. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah. But
mm,
as long as niggas keep spending that money to pack them stadiums and shit, like
no man,
it's like,
no.
hey, until that bitch get empty. He like, "Fuck, I'm gonna keep doing what I do."
Cause them
No,
niggas
man.
low key get turned out, bro. They
Hmm.
get
Pagans.
turned out, bro.
They got that pagan religion up in Hollywood, man. Y'all know about it. The Kardashians, all of them are part of that shit, man.
The humiliation ritual.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a
They're not gonna
sexist
tell you it's a
type of
ritual.
shit.
They're just gonna make you do it. You feel me? Because if you tell them it's a ritual, they'll be like, "What the fuck?" But
Hey, they was
that's
just
Mm.
good at
what it
hiding
is. You
it
feel
back
me?
in the day, bro.
Mm.
Yeah, back in the day, we didn't have the whole internet situation.
I mean, the
Y'all
thing
remember?
was, yeah, back in the day, we just didn't have the internet telling us all the shit that they was doing, so they could like do this stuff on the low, and we would never know. Like we would still see all the same, mind you, all the same symbolism, all the same little stuff that they doing now. They was doing it back then. We just didn't have access to all this behind the scenes stuff. So back then it was like, oh man, that can't be real. You heard that shit? Oh nigga, you believe that shit? That shit ain't real, nigga. Come to find out, it's all real.
They've been tricking us the whole time.
Smoking
You know what I'm
mirrors,
saying?
like all the
Indeed.
R&B artists to find out they're gay now is like a slap in the face to all the women who had posters on their wall.
Yeah.
We have to hear it like, oh yeah, I love this. This is my husband. This, that, and this. He don't even like women.
Mm,
We
You know
find
indeed.
what's
out
crazy?
later on, them dudes was
Mm,
funny and flaming.
mm, hmm. Nah, that's
But
a fact,
like,
man.
if you think about it, like me and my wife was chilling the other day, and I was playing some videos, and you watch like the Brat video. It was like you think about it, she came in the game as a tomboy. And then she jumped in the video with Tyrese. She switched it up once everybody found out her and Lisa Ray were sisters. And it's like, okay, let me show you. Like, hey, I got what she got. Don't trip on the clothes. Like, I'm with it.
Mm,
Now,
mm.
she married. They got a baby. They doing their thing over there.
Hey, this agenda been in effect as we look back. This agenda been in effect for a long time to get to where it's at now. Now we
Yeah,
go outside, we see it everywhere. It wasn't like that 20 years ago.
Mm. Ah, that's a fact. I had put up a piece of content earlier. I don't know if y'all had seen it or not, but um, a couple weeks ago, I don't know who did it, but I seen it on Twitter. Somebody had made a block of all of the niggas in Hollywood that wore dresses, right? So I took that joint and I had a video that I had saw with Kevin Hart. I just put them together. I put it out, right? But somewhere in the comments of that, I was going back and forth with somebody, and I was like, "Can somebody just tell me, can somebody put like a collage together of all the white dudes so I don't feel no type of way about see? I'm gonna feel some type of way regardless because niggas shouldn't be wearing dresses, but so at least I could have like a measurement, like it's not just them, right?" And so in the comments, people was throwing names around, but wasn't nobody. So I just took all the names that was down there and I just put it all together. And so when I'm looking at it this morning, I'm like, yeah, they've been doing this. Like some of the people in on this collage, of all these white dudes, these joints going back to the 70s.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And then
Platinum
mind you,
Williams, all of them.
bingo. You see what I'm saying? So the truth is which goes back to a conversation in which I'm sure all of y'all have had it as well. And me and you had it, but just going back to, the way the little hat community views us all, whether melanated or Caucasian, for real, like they're showing and proving, like we don't give a fuck which one of you niggas
About
want to
none
come
of
in
y'all.
here.
We're gonna put y'all
Like,
against each other, and y'all gonna be so done fighting each other. Like, it's so much going on that we can never focus on who the real people is doing the shit. And it
Right.
starts to
indeed,
make me think they ain't human.
Yeah,
They
man. I
might
mean,
not be human.
until people really just sit back and just listen, man, to what's really going on, man. Like everybody quit the act, bro. Like sometimes we just gotta chill, man. Like and people, man, the young people, man, like I tell people at my job all the time, bro. Like once y'all get old, man, y'all gonna think about these times, bro, and really trip out, man. Like, man, I was crashing out in my 20s and 30s, bro.
Hey,
Like,
mm,
you know what's crazy, son? So you ever heard about Pizzagate?
Yeah, we heard about Pizzagate.
The shit with Hillary Clinton and the kids. Like in reality, that shit was
indeed,
probably just referring to Epstein's island. So that shit was real, nigga. If you really think about it, Clinton, his name
right,
came up what like 50 some times in the reports of Epstein. Them niggas was in cahoots. You feel me? They was all doing that shit, bro.
Right.
That was real Pizzagate. You feel me? That
Have
shit
y'all
was
heard
real.
about them underground tunnels and all these companies that's hiding all this technology? Like when we be seeing these aliens or we see these aircrafts, that's actually our shit. That is a shadow government within the government, and you could tell it is. You can actually tell, like, oh man, these niggas being bought out. That's who's controlling the Hollywood. That's who's controlling all this shit. Them same people, and they're using all this shit in cahoots. It makes if you start following the money, you will get to see who own what, who does what, who's who, and who's in cahoots with who. And if you definitely do the money tree on Jay-Z, you're gonna see that he's like the ultimate sellout.
I mean, well, we know. I mean, knowing that he came into this game yelling for the people that he wanted to come and get him. Mind you, he stood in front of us, he threw this shit up, and then he yelled out Rockefeller. He was calling directly to the people that he wanted to be in contact with. Mind you, we learned later in this time, in this era of information, that this is the direct symbol for their lineage.
That's
Not
all.
just the eye of Horus, but they're a symbolism for their actual name. So to know that, and then to know that I've always been a Jay fan, but it wasn't until I was able to be enlightened, in my later years, to be able to understand, like, yo, this nigga was really saying a bunch of stuff to us that was getting past us, and he was sitting in all of his raps telling us exactly what it was. Yo, I'm really in these places. I've really left you niggas. I'm talking like this to motivate you niggas, but I've been left you niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Facts, facts. A lot of them did, man. A lot of them are masons and high places and things that they don't really expose. I just found out recently that Dame Dash was a mason. So I'm like, damn, what level is he? Is he a 33 degree? Is he a wizard? Like these niggas, man, they different, bro. That's why when you try to get it, you never know where they hang out at. You never know what restaurants they be. If you ain't in those circles, you would never see these people ever.
Nah, you could go to the
Uh,
lodge. Shit, you could join, nigga.
See, I mean, yeah, you could join, but
Bro, the
the
lodge,
ones like
there's
us,
a
we
lodge in
know.
Hollywood, nigga. There's a lodge. Shit, there was a lodge back home in New York. I seen one. Shit, bro, there's lodges everywhere. You could join, bro. It's not.
Yes, sir.
It's not.
I
It's
drive
right there,
past one of
nigga.
the
Shit, you want to go, niggas?
What
I
Shit.
you say?
drive past a
They gonna
big
put
one in
you-
downtown Denver every day. I'm talking about there's a huge one. And in mind you, so going back to what you were just saying about like the tunnels and like the rep and are they even human? You know, Denver International Airport globally is known as a Masonic headquarter. Globally, right?
Yeah,
You walk through DIA, my nigga, they got all kinds of weird like art. It's also known for like the artwork in Denver International Airport is known worldwide, right? The thing is, when you go in there and you look at it, if you Google it, it's all fucked up and it's all symbolic of exactly what's happening right now. One of them joints they got in there right now, this shit is so crazy because it was on the news. They were talking about this wall in the airport on the news like 2, 3 weeks ago. The wall is a little lizard person, and it says something like forgive the construction in the airport for going on so long, but the lizard people keep stealing our tools.
Damn.
Mind you, that shit only matters simply because for anybody paying attention, dude wrote that book Children of the Matrix, talking about the reptilian people, talking about the people at the top. They're really this weird hybrid people and this weird blooded people, and they really out here and they're really masons and they're really doing all this other shit and they're building underground tunnels, and then come to find out in the future, it's all true.
you know, even when it comes to like the Bible, the first thing they give you is the Bible. I don't mean to cut into religion because we don't do this on this podcast, but I gotta say the truth. When I start studying like the Emerald tablets, the Dead Scrolls, and all this stuff that they left out of the Bible, which talks about aliens and all this type of shit, I said, "Oh man, we've been fooled a long time."
No,
It's
it
all
is.
written. It's written all on the pyramids. It's written all over the world.
Going to
And
the
You
you
know what I
Roman times, bro. The Romans, they was doing all that shit, man. They was doing gay shit. They was the first ones doing all that weird shit, bro. They don't believe in the Bible.
Hey, but that's like they say, man. When you think about all the old school plays, like Romeo and Juliet and all that shit, like all that shit was just men, bro. Like the original
Yeah,
Romeo and Juliet was two men.
yeah. They,
So it's like, yeah, man, like this been going on way longer than we know.
Mm,
you know, Christmas is a pagan holiday. It's a pagan
indeed.
holiday. Nigga, we have Halloween. We celebrate the Day of the Dead.
Did y'all know December
You feel
31st is
me?
not New Year's Eve? It's not a New Year, right? Technically, we're not into the New Year till April 1st. That's why they call it April Fools. Do your research, do your homework.
Oh wow.
Well, really, it's supposed to be March 21st. It's supposed to be technically the first day of spring, but I mean, even whether it's the thing is we know and understand that the idea of going into anything new during the time of the year where everything is dead, technically, nothing's growing.
No.
Right,
And then to know that we live in a place where in our country, they do all the weird shit with like they build things in a certain mind. You going all the way back, I'm right from outside of DC. So, DC originally was blueprinted by one of George Washington's younger son. I think it was Benjamin Banneker. He was like 14 years old when he wrote the blueprint for DC, right? The thing is he main man is right in his ear, like, oh, put this and put that and put this and put that. And so then to know that it's all masonically driven in its symbolism where placement of this is at and all these different obelisks and things like that. But then they'll turn around and all of our holidays are based on the seven deadly sins.
right.
Thanks, Thanksgiving is gluttony. Fucking your birthday is envy. Uh, Vanity. I can't think of all of them, but that's what I'm saying. If you go through the seven major holidays, each one of them is one of those. You see what I'm saying? So they mix it all together.
Will laziness be Labor Day?
You said what?
Nah, it's the thing. Laziness is one of the sins. So wouldn't that be like Labor Day? Like nobody goes to work type shit.
Hey,
I
you
think
know, a lot of
Slow.
us only
I can
celebrate a
see
lot
that.
of this shit in America. They don't celebrate this shit all over the world. Only we do.
I don't know. No, man.
Only we do, bro.
Bro, they banned most shit we have here in other parts of the world.
Yeah, they have. They cut
That's a
us off.
fact.
They don't want none of our mentality or none of our culture to go over to where they at. You know what I'm saying?
crazy.
Mm,
The crazy part about it, bro, like I was in the Navy, bro. So I mean, I've been overseas, like I've been around, man, and it's like, bro, like the world is completely different. Right? Like
mm,
we own, like U.S. does their own thing, bro. Like we on a whole different level compared to the rest of the world, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
indeed.
So have y'all ever heard like people say we living in a simulation? Do you guys feel like that?
City of what?
That we living in a simulation?
Yeah, have you ever been watching a video and just randomly seen somebody that looked just like you?
Indeed.
I had. Like, I tripped out. Like, it was to the point, like, dude was way out of cipher somewhere in New York. I was like, damn. Like, I showed my wife, I took this on my mama, everything. Like, damn. And I ain't never been to New York, so yeah, I know damn well I wasn't in the video.
Mm.
That's wild.
Or what about when they show the old pictures from 700, and then they show a picture from the dude from 2023 and they look exactly identical?
Mm.
Ain't that crazy?
Yup. What they say is it's the opposite. You got a complete opposite on the other side of the world that you probably ain't never met. So if you living good, it's the opposite of you that's doing bad, maybe on the other side of the world. That who knows, man? Like it's never meant for y'all paths to cross. But when people say, "Man, you look familiar," like shit, they might have ran into that other person, as far as you know.
Do you think it comes from cloning?
Hmm. Mm.
You know,
It's
now that you
possible.
mention that, the other day I was walking outside and some dude was like, "Yo, you remember we was out drinking the other day? You remember me?" I'm like, "No." And he was like so sure that it was me, and I'm just like weirded out, like, bro, how the fuck is it gonna be me? I don't know you.
Right.
Mm.
Could have been my
Mm.
clone. Shit, I don't know.
And it's like shit, it could have been. And it's like that and that dude that you met, like it could have been a reason for you really running into him.
Mm,
But the fact that she thought he was just on some weird shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a piece of information, that's some shit that you could have probably really used, just passed by with some random man that you just thought was on some weird shit.
mm,
Word.
mm.
Yes, sir. So, are any of y'all familiar with the collect calls from Suge Knight?
I
I haven't heard
couldn't keep
any
it
of
from
them,
the
but I know.
telephone.
I am.
Okay, so I watched in the last one with him and Cat Williams after Cat Williams got done freestyling and talking about Ludacris and saying that he was bi-curious and that he messed with Quincy Jones. We're gonna pass that part up. To where he said, "I'm gonna be getting out soon," and I'm like, "Well, how is Suge gonna get out if he got about 27 years?" I need y'all to elaborate on that.
Snitching.
I mean, I feel like it might be kind of easy to tell. I mean, you know, Blizz out here telling right now, man. He just pop up with a podcast just randomly. I mean,
I mean,
he
I'm
go.
not. I couldn't put that on Suge because I want to believe Suge solid, but the reality is that this is Suge Knight, man. You know all this shit this nigga name was in. You know all like in all like if there was anybody ever who had a closet full of skeletons, he has a closet. He has a walk-in closet.
Hey,
this
but he knows a lot.
that's what I'm saying. That's
He
what I'm
knows a
saying.
lot, bro.
That's exactly what I mean. You know, like I'm talking about he could probably give away information that like we would it'd be so far removed from us that didn't even know it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like he could tell on some shit that for real probably wouldn't even hurt him because we would never know. Not to say that he would. I'm just saying. You know, I don't want to put that on it, brother.
Like,
I believe that on his podcast he finna let loose.
you know,
Yo,
Mm,
y'all ever watched The Orange Is the New Black? You see the main star, the blonde chick? She's like, she started saying recently that in Hollywood they offer you this gold pill that gives
mm-hmm.
you like eternal
The
life or
gold
something
juice.
like that. The gold juice, and she kept like refusing it. And like, I don't know, she must have seen some shit because she's just like, she seems out of it now. Like, and she was gonna be a big star. You feel me? It was a big ass show.
Noticed that about Tiffany Haddish? How she started acting weird, or everybody,
Yeah,
everybody in the industry, they come in one way, they leave a whole nother way. They don't even look like the same person after a while.
I was watching Mel Gibson on I think on X this morning. It was a video on X. He's talking with an interviewer. And so the interviewer is like some weird UK dude. So he was like, do you understand the social contract of Hollywood? And he was like, yeah, I think I do. And he was like, well, you know, the social contract is you got to be willing to come to Hollywood. You have to be willing to have people shit on whatever the fuck you got going on. And then you have to be willing to sit with them and act as if it didn't happen. Right. And he was like, so once you could do that, he was like, once you could get over that, he was like, doors will open up for you everywhere and you'll be in all of the places that you might want to be at, even though once you're there, you realize, oh shit, I might not want to be here. And so the reality is yo, for real, all that pedophilia and shit, you know these motherfuckers is really in there like drinking that adrenochrome shit, or not even drinking it. They really toot that shit. That's really why cocaine is so important out there. They really doing their pedophilia things with the kids. They really extracting adrenochrome out of their brains, and they're really breaking that shit down into a powder form. By the way, a brick of adrenochrome, according to popular news, is $1 billion. That's why the only elites do it. It's $1 billion. A brick, 2.2 pounds of adrenochrome is $1 billion. So imagine
How many
you in
kids you think
Hollywood,
they're killing to make a brick, man?
my nigga. That is a phenomenal question. I wish I had an answer.
what you say, sir? This is the news you can use, man.
It's definitely the news you can use. I know we do a lot of different things on here, but it's definitely a lot of information you can get on here. So
Deep.
recently, I had Chad Focus on, and he broke down the algorithm. He broke down how these people make themselves seem popular when they're really not. How this person got 100,000 views on this video in a couple hours, and then next thing you know, all of us is talking about it. So they're using bots and AI. They've been using this shit for the longest to boost
Mm-hmm.
ratings. Like say Drake's coming out with a new album. So they'll boost it, and as soon as it drops, they'll buy, let's say, a couple million streams to say, hey, Drake just dropped. He's done 250 million streams in the first week to get everybody to come over there and see what it is. And then we really like, damn, why the fuck is this shit doing that many streams? Like, it's another artist I like that's a lot better than this. But a lot of that stuff, man, is smoke and mirrors. Hollywood is smoke and mirrors. Music is smoke and mirrors. A lot of these people have bought their way into fame to kind of like force it down our throat. It was a movie back in the day. I forget the name of the movie, but the dude put some glasses on and he could see all the signs in the city said "Obey me" and this, that, and this.
They
And he took
live.
it off. They live, and we live in a they live type of society with social media. Period. How do y'all feel about that?
Hmm. It's wild that you even went down that hole because you know it's crazy. Now I know this is just a weird stretch, but it's just because y'all seen the videos of like I'm talking about these old ass, busted ass bras, and then they do the phenomenal makeup job, and they look like the baddest joint that could be in the club. And yet, when you think about the fact that you just showed me you put all this shit on to just not only remove 30 years from you and look younger, what happens when you go in the bathroom, you wash this shit off, right? So that's the they live under it right there. So when you was talking about a second ago, like the simulation, do we believe in it? The thing is I think we do, but not in the way they present it to us, right? I don't think that like we're really in like some computer like generated world and we're all plugged up somewhere. I think the simulation is that they develop these cycles of life that be easy for us to fall into that we don't understand. That's why when Main Man got the glasses, that was him coming out the cycle like, oh shit, what the fuck? How the fuck I even get stuck in this cycle of not wearing these glasses? And that's where we all be at. We be stuck in these weird cycles and you can't even see the shit that's happening right next to you. For real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think it's true. You know what I mean? Like we in a society full of like I'm talking about my nigga. I think I told you on the last joint we had. I was driving past the bus stop. Y'all seen these motherfuckers out here getting high off fentanyl? All bent up at the bus stop, falling over and shit, looking like zombies. That's a simulation. Like it don't even make sense to me to know that you could really be out in society so high you're moving like you're on the Walking Dead. Like we all grew up with fiends around and shit. They didn't do this back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't see these. So it that's the they live shit for me.
Look, I'm gonna set you up with this one. So why why is the new challenge right now? Like when I was scrolling through like the YouTube shorts and shit, like the main shit everybody doing now is that glitch challenge.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like what made that to where it's like now that's popping. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So now we got the clone Tyrones and all these
mm,
movies to let you know, like, hey man, like there's some extra shit going on. But then you want to try to make fun of it by making it a challenge, and then now you just gonna have people
mm,
doing it because it's gonna phase out eventually. But the people that's paying attention just know, like, hey, okay, if you catch on, you know what it is. They telling you what it is.
mm. It's
'Cause
crazy.
like
What is
people
the
think,
word culture? Like, what does culture mean to y'all right now? Hip hop culture. What is that?
Mm,
man, the culture of hip hop, man, is completely different than like when you first really think about it. Like, I mean, as far as like you think about it, there's really no R&B. Like, there's just a bunch of different lanes that was created just because the original box is what they thought was gonna be hip hop. Like, it moved around.
What I think
Mm,
is back in the 90s, all the music was super sexualized. So you had black people making love and having babies. Now all the music is talking about demon time and killing. So now we killing the babies. Ain't
mm,
that crazy to think about?
mm,
And they
mm.
sexualized you so it'll be easy for you to go into that other stuff that they've been pushing the whole time.
Yeah.
That's the program. That's the simulation right there. So to learn that, just like you were saying a little while ago, so we learn that out of the 100% whole R&B artists, so like 70% of them gay. That's probably a big jump, but we'll just say
Female and
70% of,
male.
all
Both
right, female
female
and
and
male.
male.
So 70% of them gay, right? But here you are, you've been singing to me about make love, spread love, open your legs up, let me go inside, you will suck this, lick this, whatever, whatever. But then in the regular world, they telling you to either not be with your own or dodge your own or have a sexual relationship with something that is the same as you are. Or if you are going to go and engage in something sexual with a woman, you know what they telling you to do? Stick it in her mouth, stick it in her butt. Just don't stick it in her vagina and possibly create something.
Hmm.
Right.
If that's the case, but then on the other side of that, you're then telling me that you want me to, I should go and accept the possibility that maybe I don't know who I am in totality because I've never been with the same sex in another relationship. So you're cutting off, you're trying to cut off every avenue that extends this thing. Like everywhere that if it's with a woman, do everything but go in that hole right there and just don't skeep nothing that could bring offspring. And if you can stay away from that, then go over here and do all of this other stuff that is just going to promote the destruction. So it's like the simulation is that's one of the simulations right there. Destroy yourself by not doing these things. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
sir.
it's like
Yes, sir.
the culture, like when I think about hip hop culture, like the culture for real ain't nothing but disruption and destruction. Like right now, that's all it is. That's it.
It's horrible. And you know when the older people used to say, "Oh, we hate rap, we don't want rap," they were right.
Mm,
When they were trying to
mm,
ban these NWAs and this that, they were right, bro. That shit
mm,
needed to be banned because now we see what it did. The results.
mm.
There's no good results. Nothing good came from hip hop.
I don't feel like that. I don't feel like
I mean, the voice of
that.
opinion, but the overall outcome to where it's at now, obviously, nothing,
See,
no
like,
real benefit. Because the people who own the jails are the people who own the record labels. It was
nah,
never
it's
meant
true.
for it to be good.
Nah, that's true. That I can't
Once we
argue
put it
with.
in their hands, once
Like
we
I
they
can't
put it
argue
say,
with that.
in them people hands, man. I
like
don't
they
want
say,
to say their names.
it's all a cycle, man. Like when you look back at it, like even when you just look at your family, bro, like think about it. If you ask like your mom and you look at your mom and your sister, like if you look at it, bro, like in some way, like they still live in the same cycle, bro. Like it's just a different form of it. So where it's like it might not be to the T, but please believe when your mama look at you and say, "Hey man, like I remember at that time, like that's a fact, bro." Because I deal with my son all the time, man. My son's 14, and I can tell him right now, man, where I was in life when I was 14, bro. It's crazy because I can see it in him right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm.
So, with the Diddy situation, my boy from New York, I'm sure in the streets he heard things that we haven't heard because he's from that area around Manhattan and shit. But just as a kid, you know, after Pac and Big died, I always had a funny feeling about Diddy. What about y'all? Y'all speak on just not what we know right now, but how we felt prior.
I always thought Diddy was strange. I always, but I always thought that I couldn't articulate it when I was young, and I can only articulate it now because I heard Leor Cohen say it on Drink Champs. For real, it's crazy. Like all the shit that Diddy's name was attached to, he really is fucked up because he's really like one of the number one motivators of everything that we've ever had. Like for real, without him, this thing would not be where it's at. And I mean, good and bad. Like we needed Diddy. Like we needed him to get in front of us and like pop bottles and pull up in Bentleys. We needed to see him make Biggie a fly fat nigga. You know what I'm saying? We needed to know that he was so thorough. Sean was willing to shoot somebody in the face for him. Like, we needed those moments from this nigga for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, to not have, mind you, it was Leo Cohen said that shit super dope. He was like, yo, I'm working at Def Jam. We got all the hardest street rappers. He said, Diddy come along. He said, I hated Diddy. He said, but I couldn't figure out why I hated Diddy. He said, later I figured out I hated him because he motivated everybody to not want to be in the street no more. If everything that we doing musically is built on that and you making people want to rise above that, mind you, it took a black man to come and think about it. Niggas laughed at the shiny suits. Niggas laughed at all kinds of shit.
Laughed
And
at
yet,
all of them.
he constantly got money. He was always with the flyest joints. And he gave us a catalog yo, man,
To this
we
day,
could,
that's
well, when we talk about Bad Boy, we really mean the music that came from them in the 90s. That's really what we mean.
But wait. We got to clarify this. And I've done a Diddy job before where I put this artist with this producer and I get some credit off of it. But other producers that I talked to didn't feel like Diddy ever pressed the button for him.
Mm,
That he
hmm.
always had other producers do his work. That he never was a Dr. Dre.
We know he wasn't that. He just had, Diddy was just always he had an ear. Like, his ear and his ability to see something in you that you probably don't see in yourself is what makes him what he is for real. He was never this dude.
Visionary. Now
No,
he
he was
can't spit
never
them
that.
bars. He can't spit them bars like Ryan the Deuce, right?
I mean,
He can
shit. I
put a
wish I
beat
could get
together
a.
like D class.
I can't get
You
a
know what
check
I'm
like
saying?
Diddy neither. I need a check like that nigga.
Man, we finna
Oh
break them
yeah.
barriers and them doors down. That's what we doing this for.
For
So
sure, for sure.
I always felt like, yeah, Diddy was that guy, bro. Even Jay, like Jay put out a lot of good music and material that you can elevate from too. But overall, when it comes to like the artists that he put out, you might only get one album from him because none of them last long. How do y'all feel about that?
Man, the '90s was really like I felt like that was the era for the one hit wonders, bro. Like
Yeah, it
you
was.
think about it, man. It was like, bro, you was good for one song, and if that one song, you had ringtones, you had all kind of shit going on, bro.
Yeah, right.
Like you fuck around and make 3-4 million off a ringtone and be killing.
It's
And
crazy, man. We give you this one bullet, man. You got your just shoot your one shot. I'm
Yeah,
talking. I could think of some classic one hit wonders too, man. That's funny. Hmm.
like that's crazy. But hey, as a matter of fact, that should be a show right there. We just sit here and just think
Mm.
of hit wonders, bro, and I'm telling you, just play them, take you
Hey, but
back.
Ice Cube,
That's a good one.
Ice
That's a
Cube
good one.
came out and said a lot of those one hit wonders was only one hit wonders because those labels came with writers. They made sure
Mm.
there was the perfect beat and they made them push the message that they wanted them to push. Like a lot of these artists, and even some of the OGs I know, they said they couldn't get deals at the time when NWA came out because everybody had to be a gangster rapper or nobody wanted to sign
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm. I can see that.
you fit the mold.
I can see that. And it's crazy because so when you think about that, right? And then just the other day I was riding my car and uh the one of the what's that song off the Chronic album, swing down through Cherry Stop and let me ride. And one of those verses when Drake come on there, he talk about how when he said something about waking up in the morning and not wearing no African medallions, no beads, or something else. And I thought to myself, as soon as he said it, like, why'd you say that? Like, of all the things you could have said at the time, why was it important for you to bash what essentially was the conscious community?
it. Yep,
Like,
that's
I
real.
get it, I get it, but just knowing that there was an agenda. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't on your gangster shit, and in mind you, the gangsters is telling you we ain't trying to hear that conscious shit. You
And
know what
we
I
all
mean?
know today that gay. That, I didn't mean to say gay. I mean Dre.
That was wild. You wild for that. You wild for that.
I mean Dre. We all know he never been a gangster in his life.
Mm, No doubt. No
But
doubt.
that's
I'm
why
from
they say,
Compton.
man.
I'm from Compton, y'all. I've never seen Dr. Dre in my life. Never heard anybody speak on a Dr. Dre story other than the people that was around Dr. Dre.
Damn.
My
I'm from
pop's an
New
OG, you know
York.
what I'm saying? My
No doubt.
family, where I'm from, you know him by your last name. That nigga last name don't mean shit to Compton, bro.
Mm, mm,
You know what I'm saying? He ain't
mm.
even got no uncles or no other motherfuckers that, maybe I don't even know none of his sons to be from my city, bro.
Hey, but that's like they say though. If you think about it, all the main rappers in the '90s, bro, like a lot of them wasn't really from Cali, man.
Mm,
Like a lot of them dudes, like you think about like Corrupt. Corrupt was popping in Cali, but shit, he from Philly.
very true.
So it's like, yo, man, like a lot of people that we was jamming growing up, man, like we just didn't know it, but we was really listening to music from everywhere.
You was
They just
listening to
had a
some
West Coast
squares.
beat to it.
You was listening to the squares who really would. That's what studio gangster, the whole coin phrase came from. These
Mm.
niggas was real studio gangsters because I was outside with the real gangsters and I didn't see no rappers ever.
I know,
On,
right?
only rapper I seen was Coolio. R.I.P. the big homie. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Mm,
only rapper I seen. And you see, they put Coolio out because he was really in them streets. You
mm,
know what I'm saying? And he was pushing the culture forward. He wasn't
mm,
putting out that bullshit these niggas was putting out. You know what I'm saying? Go back and listen to Gangsta's Paradise and all that shit. You'd be
mm,
like, oh yeah, I get it now. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
He was trying to tell niggas like, hey man, this is what's gonna happen to you.
mm.
We don't got none of those type of rappers. We don't got the Slick Ricks and none of that no more. You notice they put them in jail for 10 years. They a lot of the rappers that was pushing the culture forward. Did you notice they had to do 10 and 15 years in jail? Why do you think that is?
Or they got killed, early. I mean, they
Right?
don't want like knowing, you know, like my view on why I think hip hop is so important, like rappers are so important, like of all the other artists, like genres of artistry, I think hip hop, seriously, I think it's the most important because of what you're able to do in 3 minutes. Like it's the most accelerated thought rhythmically of all of the musical genres. It is the it has the most flavor in it because it has the most elements from all of the other genres in it. And then with the way in which you use words in this is the one that the words are used the fastest in, even if they're not fast. Like think of how slow Jay-Z like Jay-Z basically talks in like a conversational way. And yet when comparison to other musical genres, you can't find a tone in which you use words like that over beats. It's always with notes. So I say it because the people who run this, they know and understand the importance of what rhythm does when it comes to stuff like that. You ever listen to Muslims like who know Arabic read the Quran and it sounds like they singing? It's because they understand what rhythm does with words. They understand how that shit can go in here and control you. And so if they can control the most powerful ones with it and guide where it goes, and you can determine what the message is all day long. If I allow you to use that accelerated thought and the power behind that to give a message that goes against us, that makes you a threat. It makes you a danger. So
I
I have to
remember
make sure. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Right.
I remember Pimp C. He was starting to expose rappers, and I couldn't wait for him to start saying some names. And right before he could, he died. D Class, you out there in Houston? What have you heard on the streets of? What's whispered on the streets about my boy Pimp C, man? What happened?
Man,
Because we still don't know.
let me tell
Mm,
you, man, I'd be out of the way, bro. I have no idea, man. When they come to that type of shit, I stay out the way, man. 'Cause like I say, man, I moved out here from Cali just because it was cheaper, bro. All the extra street shit, I ain't into, bro. Like I'm
So
too
you
old.
feel like it was some street shit that had to do with that, or do you feel like that was some industry shit?
Just from the videos, man, and like the stuff that then popped up, you know what I'm saying, from kind of just watching and kind of doing my research on it, like they say it has something to do with a video of some people. So hey man, it could be that. Like,
I
you
did
know,
hear he had a certain video with Beyonce and that him and Beyonce used to be in a relationship before she met Jay. If that's what
Mm.
you elaborating on, I think he had so much information, man. Yeah, somebody had him. Somebody put a hit on that guy
I
yeah,
because
definitely
it was
think
only
somebody.
him and one other person.
I
yes.
definitely think they did Pimp C wrong for sure.
Yeah, that I feel like that definitely, you know what I'm saying? So it could be a story, it gotta hold some kind of weight to it. You know what I'm saying? Just how much weight it actually holds to it, we'll never know just because at the time, I mean, we didn't have the internet. So if it's a tape, whoever got the tape really holding the gold.
We don't even need it for real, D class. Think about this. So here's the strange. So not that long ago, I was pointing out to somebody. I was like, "Yo, if all the conspiracies like we hear about these things, in mind, we say conspiracy, knowing that it's just a group of people coming together doing some weird shit. But people are using it in society like it's like they'll say it like to say like lie or they're lies, right? The thing about it is this: take Elvis Presley. This nigga OD'd on the toilet, right?
Right.
Now I think about this all the time. Think about all of the greats from amongst our own who died in OD. They tell us this,
In the
and then
bathrooms too. In the bathroom.
bathroom, all kinds of places. But yeah, you're right. Now the strange thing about it is this: if there was ever a moment in which you could prove that the conspiracies are true, I feel like it's here. If we not willing to accept that the conspiracies are true, then we have to accept that a whole bunch of our favorite entertainers were drug addicts.
Right.
All of them are drug addicts. And so you mean to tell me we're just gonna go down a long list of people who are so drugged out that they just all overdosed?
I'm
Nah,
gonna say
man.
this: if you're on drugs and you got millions of dollars, boy, you got a lot of drugs. You
You
got
see
a
what
lot
I
of
mean?
access. You
You
can kill
see?
yourself.
And there's
You bought a
two,
whole kilo of cocaine, nigga. You gonna slip all that shit? You got the money. You like shit. I'm tired of going back and forth, so I'm gonna just buy this kilo, snip a little bit every now and then, nigga. Now you sniffing
Nah,
whole ounces
man.
a day, nigga. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe.
Nah,
You hear me?
nah.
yo,
But
man.
maybe they give you that bad dope. Who's selling you that dope? Who are the famous drug dealers? We need to find out who is the most famous drug dealers in Hollywood. Who's the fuck is moving this way? Because they
You
got the
out.
best customers in the game, nigga.
I just don't. It's just that just kills me right there because it's like that right there says that they really don't be trying to hide what they be doing. They just don't think we see it. Like you want me to believe that so many of my favorite people throughout history who gave shit that resonated with me, they were all fiends. And I'm not saying that they weren't, but you want me to believe that there was this many,
Hey,
like
look, when
all
you
of
go to
them.
these studios, I've been to some of these studios. They got weed, they got coke, they got everything you need. I've been to these parties where they got everything you need. I'm sure when you go to Hollywood and you come into the studio to do your movies or whatever, they got a whole table of liquor and they got a whole table of drugs if that's what you need.
Hmm,
Trust me. I
nah,
think it
yeah, I can
starts
see that.
right there. And if you ain't never tried it and you see your fellow actor do it, you like, shit, I'm gonna try a little bit of that too. You know what I'm saying? What that make you do? Oh man, it makes me act great. Remember that last role I did? I did it off of coke.
Yeah,
You know, doped up.
Niggas be faint out. Oh,
And you on
man.
Epstein Island next. Hey,
yo,
did you see the thing where they were talking about how Diddy would put drugs in certain bottles, and then certain bottles didn't have drugs in them, and they would give it to certain people and all this. I'm sure they did that
Gene
kind of
Deal
shit.
said it. I put that clip up. I'm talking about that.
My boy said, Gene Deal, you dirty though, because you sat there and watched them girls drink the bottles with that drinking. You didn't say
Yeah,
stop.
be security.
Yo,
How we know you didn't sleep with none of them girls off them bottles, nigga?
Yeah, yeah, you right though.
And look, I've been a
But
player my whole life, but that ain't never been the wave, bro. If you a true player, you got all that money. What the hell you need to drug people for, bro? What is the purpose of this shit? Was it like a game to these niggas? Could they not just have a conversation? And hey, babe,
mm,
you wanna go? Man, you got money. If you can't get her with your game, all you had to do is give her a couple dollars, my nigga. Like, What is the drug? Why you gotta drug females at the club for? What is this mentality? Like, could y'all explain? Like, is these some real square niggas that's in position? That's what I learned too. They don't let real niggas like us. If you give us some money, nigga, we have all your women.
My nigga, you keep crazy. I'm talking about you have no idea. I think the game just got weaker and weaker. That's why I just kept getting worse and worse. At first, you just talk my way into it, and then it was like, oh, you take a little bit of money for that? All right, cool. Oh, you'll take more money for it? Cool. Oh, you'll do some drugs too? Cool. Well, you know what? I'm just trying to get to this shit faster. I don't got time to wait for you to get high. I just give you 20 stacks right now. Niggas will give a funky ass bitch 20 stacks for somebody around her way don't even want.
I know.
It's just sad for
I
real.
used to be the nigga to drop her off at your house. You know, back in the day before I changed my life, I used to drop
mm,
her off over there. You know what I'm saying?
what I'm
Pick
saying,
that bag
man.
up.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like the brothers is out here, they sad for real on every level, man. For real.
Hey man, it's crazy, and that's how I know it's a gang of squares and weirdos that's got that bag and got that money. They don't let the real ones in, man. You could tell. Look how these niggas move. They be wearing dresses and all this old crazy shit that we would never do. They pick the right people to get in those positions. Weak
That's a
niggas,
fact. That's a
you know,
fact.
Brokeback Mountain house niggas. You know what I'm saying? When the niggas out in the field planning to take over the plantation, it was niggas that said, "I'm gonna work for master, nigga. And when any of you niggas get out of line, I'ma tell on your ass."
But you know why they show you though in your face? Because it's called karmic retribution. So
Mm,
if they
mm.
show you that they're bad and you still like follow what they're doing and shit, they can't get no karma because you know they're showing you like, yo, don't try this shit. It's bad. You
And
still
you
buy
know
that?
King Von is a killer, but if you still listen to his music, this shit, you with the killing.
Exactly.
Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
Hey, man, D Class made a beat, man. Let's listen to that beat, D Class. He been cooking it up the whole time. I'm gonna play a couple records. Whenever y'all ready to jump off, we hit the hour mark. I'm enjoying this, so as long as y'all enjoying it, I am too, man. We only on like the second subject.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I got a pill from y'all in a few, man. I've been up since like 5 o'clock this morning. I gotta get in the shower. I gotta get myself ready for tomorrow. Some more shit, man.
Yes, sir. We definitely appreciate your time, man. We
And I
appreciate your time
appreciate
for
y'all
sure.
for sure. And I'll tap back in with y'all later in the week for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Play that beat, D Class. We can't hear.
Hold on, I got you right now.
Let's see what you cooked up, man. My nigga D Class from Long Beach, straight out of Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
All artists tap in with D Class, man. If you're watching the news, you can use.
Can you hear it?
Nah, man, email me that thing. I need the email, man. There we go. I like it. Ryan, you can do something with that or what?
Put it in a group chat.
Throw it in the group chat, man. It's giving me like those Draco vibes. What about you, Perk?
Yeah, but
RIP the ruler. Yeah, that's fire right there, D Class.
I ain't gonna
I
lie.
like Drakeo too, man. Drakeo, that's another story, man.
Oh man, I feel like Draco was breaking the rules too much, and the industry let that happen to Draco. It wasn't just like the people that they think. I think that whole thing was like a setup for sure because Draco wasn't signing no label. He had LA on lock. He was big as Nipsey, if you ask me. Everybody sound like him, rap like him right now today. So I feel
Mm,
like that was a whole setup and a way to get him out because You couldn't control him. You know what I'm saying? And the industry don't like nothing they can't control. He wasn't letting you buy in. He didn't need your money. He already was a millionaire, so he was already unstoppable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
He didn't even
mm,
get to touch. He didn't get to do shows in Houston or do shows in New York. He didn't even get to touch the world yet. He already had that much of an impact. So imagine when he start doing songs with the little babies and this and that, and going to Detroit and linking with them, and going to Philly and going to New York and linking with all these different rappers who he planned to do music and who he already had music with. It was gonna be a big takeover. He was gonna be one of the biggest LA artists in the game, man. I feel like the politics didn't want to let that happen.
mm, mm. Yeah, just another sad story with another rapper, man.
Yeah, RIP the ruler, man. Shout out to the Stink team. Shout out to Ralphie for keeping it alive. I think Ralphie about to really make it happen. He got a new artist, Man from Detroit that I'm really feeling. So as long as he keep tapping into the youth and putting that Stink team behind it, it's gonna always live on and be great.
Mm, indeed.
But
Yeah,
we gonna get out
brothers.
of here, man.
Well, this was a great conversation. News you can use, brothers.
Yes,
Right.
sir. This is
Appreciate
the
you.
news you can use. I am your host, Big Surf God. It's my boy Ryan the Deuce. We got D Class in the building. Make sure you go follow these fellas. Make sure you tap in. You know, D Class got some of them hot tracks for you if you need a beat. My boy Ryan the Deuce is dropping hot freestyles and different little projects all through the, you feel me, through the year. So y'all tap in with that. Y'all gonna be able to see more of them on the News You Can Use podcast. If you a new artist, tap in if you want to get some light shined on you. We do marketing, we play your music, we do all that. So tap in with the news you can use, and we out.